Morning student, today we will study of class 8th subject moral science. Your book name is Friends with Values. Now will be start chapter 1. Chapter 1 title is Sculpting a Life. This chapter is a story. My father taught biology at the famous Doon school in Dehradun, which was our home for many years from my birth till we left in 1974. We lived in a very large Victorian bungalow with lots of rooms, big trees, vegetables and flower. And flower gardens that were my father pride. Many types of birds were always creeping, and squirrels and monkeys were frequent visitors. I liked being in my father's company more because he never fussed about anything and was a nature lover. My mother was demanding, and my brother mostly threw his superiority at me as he was 5 years older. He never approved of my short skirt. I could not understand why he set such standards for me when I could do that for myself. My mother encouraged this, and I hated it. We were just 5 girls among 500 boys, and being very shy, I found it suffocating. I caught plenty of times making caricatures of my father's colleges. This was most embarrassing. My father incited me to study with boys because he said that half the world is made up of a man, and he wanted me to understand them better. I did not really know then, but later in politically tense situation at Banaras Hindu University, Banaras Hindu University, this experience helped me greatly as a student and a teacher. It has been my greatest asset. I can read men at once and can fight back. I did my first wood carving with Balbir Kart, my teacher at the BHU, and later my husband. His marble sculpting fascinated us. We hardly understood what he made, but his style of carving was very impressive. I was very fast in carving, and despite bleeding fingers and etching arms, I I print I printed that it was really easy and that I could cope much better than the college boys. Finally, I got so much practice that it actually did become easy. I realized that school putting was what I should be doing because it gave me such physical and mental satisfaction, a, a total sense of involvement was what I was looking for. I took up school, school practice after much opposition from my head of the department who felt that Indian girls were unsuited for it. But I was very sure that I would prove him wrong. The day my 20 feet bronze sculpture, sculpture of Pandit Nehru was inaugurated at Jawahar Bhavan, New Delhi in 1997. I had the satisfaction of leaving all those inhibited men behind. Equality was what I was fighting for. Always equal opportunities for the girls, just like as given to boys. I helped the boys but did not take their help under any circumstances. I would wake up at 5 a.m. and after a good water bath with all year round, cycle out for sketching or studying nature. I had to learn fast and perform well at my cost. At MS University, Baroda, I would stay all night at the department and do my own firing of molds. I also wanted to prove everybody that my father's faith in me was justified. I was the first girl in my family to go to a hostel and I became very famous as a student for my hard work. To prove equal as the boys, we decided to stay out of the hostel till late. I worked till 8 p.m. or so, then went for late voting at sunset because we wanted to do black and grey studies of the Ghats. 5 years in the city of Banarsi taught me to be harder than the hardest and 5 years in the city of Banarsi me taught me to be harder than the hardest and tougher than the toughest. As a girl student of sculpture, I devised my own method to overcome material handicaps related especially to weight and size. I, I had I had to win the end. Whenever the problem had to do with justice, it was ju- ju- justice. It was like being confronted by a through wall of man. Man made all the rules and regulation for the gods, but we choose to defy them all. My aim was clear. When whatever came in the way of my sculpting, I I checked out. I was fortunate that some teachers of fine arts were very liberal and experimental, and I made the best of it. I believed in mastering all techniques there and them so that later we felt confident. No problem ever became a hindrance. Hindrance. This 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 became a habit. I could not tolerate injustice in India or outside. In America in 1991 and the Australia in 1999, I did not compromise, making it clear to our foreign hosts that Indian women are educated and aware of their rights and are a part of a demo- democratic system. I also became a great nationalist. I stood up and prot- protested against any 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 derogatory statement about Indians or my country, and I absolutely refuse to accept color as a mark of superiority superiority in India or outside. I I found women were more daring and honest honest. Most men were compromising and ambitious, and it is men who need real education to liberate themselves from all their hangs up. I was always against the dowry system and producing children in an overpopulated country. I faced many problems because of my decision regarding dowry, but my life was my life. My life was my life. I decided that I would earn my own money. I could not bear ill treatment. I walked out of my in-law house forever and never regretted it. I could never compromise on basic liberty and human dignity. The, the best part of this time was that I achieved much more than I had ever dreamed of. I I was also fortunate to have friends with different subjects and interests. I was also intensely intensely intimate with my sculpture is sculpture, but it had to involve into but it had to evolve from its surrounding. The the spontaneity in my work comes from my immediate reaction of people and landscapes and emotions around me. On my return from UK, I went to do my masters in the fine arts facility or MS facility at MS University Baroda under the guidance of Proof Mahendra Mahendra Pandey. I had seen his wood 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 sculptures and found him original in his approach. I related very well to him and learned much from him. After my father's death in 1974, when I suddenly felt very alone and was penniless but did not want to take money from anyone he helped by saving my ego, which gave me that strength to encounter many inner and outer conflicts during my early Baroda days. I sometimes had to fight even hunger, but I survived without making compromises of my kind. Thus proved to be a period of great trial for me. But I felt that I overcome all the insecurities of my life quite well. But but one day in depression, when I was very tired with low hemoglobin and body aches, no money for medicine or food, I walked out into the middle of the road in the hope that some truck would run me over. It did not happen, and when I reached the hostel, I felt very guilty when I thought of my mother and other little nieces. It nieces. I cried bitterly and swore never to try to kill myself again. Moral of the story: protest against any injustice or limitation, limitation that might be imposed to curb your liberty. Practice makes a man perfect. Hard work is the key of success. Now complete your lesson. Your homework is read lesson 1.